I've been black my whole life. I've been black just during certain times. It's a world I've known forever. Blacks versus whites. Black versus you. You see, you're in the middle of a pandemic. We know pandemics very well. In school, well, on the computer in school. Ever since George Floyd was murdered. Ever since he died, I decided to hide my screen during class. Now listen, I'm smart. My teacher doesn't have to worry about me not paying attention or doing something else while she's teaching. But there's 28 of us on the screen. And I'm the only one of us who's black. Here's the thing, okay? There's so much more I want to talk about than racism or why it's still happening, what it really means to me, or how I'm affected by it. I'll tell you. I don't even remember life before COVID sometimes. It's like we all died and came back to life in this new world, and you all think racism is this new thing and it just blew up. This shit's been going on forever. I know. Remember, I've been black my whole life. There's this girl. Nice girl. She's at the top of our class, too. We're chatting during class one day, and she says, "I'm sorry." I said, "For what?" And she goes, "About the whole George Floyd thing." And I just didn't know what to say. I mean, I wouldn't categorize what happened to that man as a thing. But okay. I went with it. She doesn't get it. It's not a thing. It's been going on forever and it may just never end. I didn't reply to her. That whole thing, if that's what you want to call it, made me feel like I can't trust cops. And if I can't trust cops, the people that's supposed to protect us in this world, then who can you trust? Like here, for an example. My dad was in the hospital with COVID for 22 days and made it out. But his doctor was white. And I wondered, will he treat my dad worse than others because he's black and the doctor's white? I know it's a terrible way to think, but I did think it. I wondered if he was white, maybe he would have gotten out sooner. Maybe if the doctor was black, he may have treated my dad differently. I don't know. Just don't know. I don't want to think this way, but that's where my mind goes. So here I am. The only black kid in class, and I feel like nobody really gets it. So I'll just chug along. And one day, my teacher decides she's going to give us a virtual group project. So she splits us into pairs. And this one kid, this idiot, says out loud, "I don't want to be in that group. I'm not working with her." And then you can see her like frantically trying to do something, stop him, mute him, something. And then he just says with even more conviction, "I'm not working with her. Take me out that group." And you can see this girl, this nice girl, she looks around, she realizes her. So she says, "Why won't you work with me?" And then it came out like a cannon. "My dad said people are dying because of people like you. He said you guys started this whole virus, so I'd rather not work with a killer." And at that moment, I thought to myself, oh my God, end class. Just end class, abort game, please. And she did. She told us to sign off. We listened and it was over. I don't even know what happened to that idiot, but next day he wasn't in class. We haven't seen him since. I felt bad that I decided to hide my screen during that class. I stayed hidden even after what that kid did. Part of me was afraid to get involved. I don't even know what I was hiding from. The next day, I privately messaged that girl and I apologized about not responding to her about George Floyd. She was upset and embarrassed, and I would have been too. She told me that this kid lives around the corner from her. And that afternoon, he left cans of Lysol on her front porch and a note that said, "You're a virus. Spray yourself." Our teacher had us write an essay on xenophobia. And I was so confused because the one kid that needs to write this essay isn't even in our class anymore, and this girl felt so awful. But we did all learn what it was, and it opened up a discussion about being prejudiced and not just blacks versus whites and black versus you. And after that incident, I stopped hiding and showed my face in class. It felt good to stop hiding, because now I felt that I can stop something because I realized it couldn't just happen to me. It was everywhere. It could be anyone. Anyone. Now me and that girl, we know each other. She can see me. Maybe that's where we should all start.
Violence against Asian Americans is on the rise in New York, and tonight the community says it is refusing to stand idly by.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. We got to build our interrelations and stand